Hello future engineers, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're still new to my channel and you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to share my videos to your friends and to your friends' friends. To your younger brothers and sisters who would want to take up engineering in the future, and to your relatives. That's one way you can keep me going, inspired and refreshed. Now, if you find my videos interesting and important to your studies, also please don't forget to subscribe. Hello, future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. Here is another video in Engineers in Progress. And this part in algebra about worded problems is the portion in algebra where you can really develop your thinking skills and analysis. So you should start with the simple word problems because that will help you develop slowly to become better engineering student, and hopefully you will become an engineer in the future. And this part will help you improve, especially in your analytical thinking skills part. So we have word problems in one variable, particularly on number relation problems. And these are the different situations and more. The rest would be, it's up to you to translate. You should be able to translate English to algebra. That's the key. So if we denote x as the smallest integer, then x plus 1 plus quantity x plus 2 would be the sum of consecutive integers, three consecutive integers. This is the smallest, this is the next larger integer, and this is the largest integer among the three. If there are three uh, integers, consecutive integers, then x plus 2 would be the sum of two consecutive odd or even integers, because odd and even integers differ by 2. So this is the smaller and this is the bigger integer, consecutive integer. Then quantity x plus 2 square minus x square would be the difference between two consecutive odd or even integers. So that's the expression in representing the difference of the squares. Difference between the squares of two consecutive odd or even integers. Then if x is the number, then we have this English statement: 6 more than twice the number. You're going to interpret this as 2x plus 6, not 6 plus 2x. So take note, 6 more than twice the number is, this is 6 more than twice the number x. So that is interpreted that way. Do not interpret that as 6 plus 2x. Do not follow the arrangement, the sequence of the wordings. This should be the proper interpretation. Fifth, 4 less than 1/3 the number. So just like this, do not interpret this as 4 minus x over 3. This is interpreted as x over 3 minus 4. That's the proper way of interpreting that. Or the other way is, you can also encounter this statement: 1/3 the number diminished by 4. So that's the same interpretation or translation. 1/3 of the number diminished by 4. So we have the same translation. So let's have the following problems now. Problem 1. Find two consecutive integers whose sum is 73. So 2, so x plus quantity x plus 1 equals 73, where x is the smaller integer. So that 2x equals 73 minus 1, 72, divided by 2, so x is 36, and x plus 1 is 37. So these are the two consecutive integers, so sum is 73. Problem 2, find two consecutive odd integers whose squares differ by 64. So x plus 2, the larger integer, of course, quantity square, minus the smaller x square equals 64. So that's the interpretation. X plus 2 quantity square minus x square equals 64, where x plus 2 is the bigger integer and x is the smaller integer. So this is the difference of their squares, and it is equated to 64. Expanding, x square plus 4x plus 4 minus x squared equals 64, so we cancel x squared. This is 4x equals 64 minus 4, 60. 4x equals 60, divide by 4, so x is 60 over 4. So x is 15, that's the smaller integer, and the larger integer is 15 plus 2, which is 17. So x is 15, x plus 2 is 17. So this is the larger, and that's the smaller integer. You can also check 17 squared to 89 minus 15 squared 225, and the difference is 64. Problem 3. Find the three consecutive integers whose sum is 75. So it is represented by x plus 1 plus x plus 2 equals 75. So this is 3x equals 75 minus 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3x equals 72. So divide both sides by 3. So x is 72 over 3. So x is 24. Then the next integer, x plus 1, is 25. And the largest integer in this problem is x plus 2, 26. Problem 5. Problem 4, rather. The sum of two numbers is 9 and their difference is 6. Find the numbers. So if we denote x as the smaller number, so take note, it is a number, not an integer, then 9 minus x is the bigger number because their sum is 9. You can also introduce another variable. The bigger number may be represented by y if you want, but I'm just presenting this in a manner that is in so that it matches with the topic, word problems in one variable. So I'm just presenting or uh, discussing the solution to the problem wherein I only represent one variable here. So their difference is 6, so it should be bigger number minus smaller number equals 6. So 9 minus x equals 6. So 9 minus x equals 6. That's the difference of the two numbers. So bigger minus smaller, so that the difference is positive 6. So 9 minus 2x equals 6, or negative 2x. This is 9 minus 6, 3. Then negative 2x to the right equals 2x. 3 equals 2x. Divide by 2. So x, the smaller number, is 1.5 or 3 halves. And the larger number is 9 minus 1.5, 7.5. So those are the numbers. Problem 5. Find two numbers whose sum is 7 given that one is 3 times the other. So if we represent x as the smaller number, then the bigger number is 3x. And their sum is 7. Therefore, smaller x plus the bigger number 3x equals 7. So x plus 3x equals 7. So without further explanation, I hope that you can follow this. Anyway, I'm just explaining it. So smaller than the larger is, the bigger number is 3 times the smaller. So that's why 3x equals 7. 4x equals 7, so x is 7/4. And the larger number, 3x, 3 times 7 over 4, so 21 over 4. Problem 6, the smaller of two numbers is 9 less than the larger, and their sum is 37. Find the numbers. So the smaller of two numbers is 9 less than the larger, and their sum is 37. So that means if x is the smaller, then the bigger is 37 minus x. X the smaller, the bigger number is 37 minus x. And it is stated here that the smaller number is 9 less than the larger. So how will you translate this statement? The smaller is 9 less than the larger. So smaller x is equal to 9 less than the larger, so it is 37 minus x minus 9. So that's the proper way of interpreting it. Remember from this guide here. So x is equal to 9 less than the larger, so x is equal to quantity 37 minus x minus 9. So this is 9 less than the larger. So therefore, 2x, x transpose negative x to the left, 2x equals 37 minus 9, which is 28. So 2x equals 28. X therefore is 28 over 2, or 14. That's the smaller. And the larger is 37 minus 14, which is 23. So that's why that's the statement. Then problem 7, find the three consecutive even integers whose sum is 138. So if x is the smallest integer, then x plus quantity x plus 2 plus x plus 4, quantity x plus 4 equals 138. 3x equals 138 minus 6, 132. So divided by 3, x is 132 over 3, and that is equal to 44. Then x plus 2 is 46, and x plus 4 is 48. Those are the consecutive even integers whose sum is 138. Problem 8. Dr. Go jogged a total of 6,600 meters in 3 mornings. If each morning he increased his distance 440 meters, how far did he jog on the first morning? So it's the same as like sum of integers, this concept, this problem here. So x is the distance traveled on the first morning, x plus 440 second morning, x plus 440 plus 440 the distance traveled the third morning. So x plus 440 plus quantity x plus 440 plus 440, that's the third morning, equals 6,600. So 3x equals 6,600 minus 3 times 440, and therefore 3x equals 5,280. X therefore is 5,280 over 3. So x is 1,760 meters. So that's the distance traveled or jogged by Dr. Go in the first morning. Problem 9. If quantity 67 minus 2x is divided by the integer x, the final quotient is 14 and the remainder is 3. So find x. So this is written into 67 minus 2x divided by x equals quotient 14 plus remainder over x. Remember, that's the proper way of writing or interpreting it. 67 minus 2x all over x equals 14 plus 3 over x. Remainder divided by the divisor, which is x. Multiply everything by x, so 67 minus 2x equals 14x plus 3. So 67 minus 3 is 64. 14x plus 2x is 16 at the right side. So x is 64 over 16, so x is 4. Problem 10. The average of a set of n numbers is defined as their sum divided by n. If John had an average score of 83 on 3 tests, and if his first 2 tests had an average score of 88, what score did John receive on the third test? So we will denote the 3 tests as first, second, and t, and the average on the 3 tests is 83. So f plus s plus t all over 3 equals 83. So cross multiply, f plus s plus t equals 83 times 3, where t is the score that John received on the third test. 83 times 3 is 249, so f plus s plus t is 249. Then from this statement, his first 2 tests had an average score of 88. First plus second divided by 2, there are 2 tests, the average is 88. So f plus s over 2 is 88. So f plus s is 2 times 88, 176. Substitute it into this equation here. F plus s is 176 plus t equals 249. Then the third score, the score that John received on the third test is 249 minus 176, and that is 73. Problem 11. The population of Matina, Davao was 41,209 in 1992. If this population was 5,015, less than twice the population of Matina in 1986, what was the population increase in those 6 years? So the population increase is the difference between the population in 1992, which is 41,209, minus the population in 1986. And that population 1986 is, we'll just call it population sub 1986. So let's set up the equation. Population increase equals population in 1992, which is 41,209, minus the population in 1986. So let's find this population in 1986 from this interpretation. If this population was means equals, this population left, it is 41,209 is equal to 5,015, less than twice the population of Matina in 1986. So this is interpreted as 2 times population in 1986 minus 5,015. So we practice it from the principles earlier mentioned. So 41,209 is equal to 2 times population in 1986 minus 5,015. So this population in 1992 in Matina is 5,015, less than twice the population in 1986. So that's the proper way of interpreting that. So 41,209 is 46,224 equals 2 times population in 1986 divided by 2. So the population in 1986 is 23,112. Then we substitute above. Population increase is 41,209 minus 23,112, and the population increase is 18,097. So that's it for this video. We'll have more on this, so that little by little it will develop your thinking skills, especially in translating English to algebra, and thereby it will help you improve in your analytical skills.